Peace, everybody. Welcome to another one. Like I always say, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It very much well helps in the platform. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Saturday. I know I am. Today's a great day. You know, as most of you might know already, I'm a member of the Nation of Islam. And today at our local mosque here, we have what's called a all men's meeting. Now, hold on, females and sisters. I don't want y'all to get upset and think we just making this about the men. It's not about that. We need to speak to all the men first, particularly these young brothers, man. You know, no matter what city you from or state you from, we know that the young generation is a little different. You know, the way they do things, the way they think, the way they behave is a little different from what we're accustomed to seeing. And, you know, many of us call it reckless behavior, or they don't want to hear nothing. They think they know it all. And I get it, you know, for the most part, that's the way they behave. Well, you know, the scriptures does say, how can they know except they have a teacher? And how can they have a teacher except he be sent? So, you know, we believe that, you know, we helping to be that teacher, to teach them something that can help them to grow into not just a better person, but a better man. So that way now, sisters, they can be better boyfriends to you. Some of you ain't ready for marriage yet. Better husbands to you, better brothers, better cousins, better sons, you know, and then we can start to shape our families in the right direction. Now the sisters don't have to suffer from abuse, suffer from, you know, having sexual relations with this man, producing the child, and then the man just running and leaving them to, you know, raise those children on their own. You know, we trying to develop these brothers into better men, showing them how to be entrepreneurs. We got many brothers in the mosque that has skills and trades, has their own business. You know, we are big on doing for self, you know, and part of doing for self is you have to create your own. Create your own, let me use a street term, create your own lane. You know what I mean? So that way you can be able to put other people on, so that way they can develop and start creating their own lane, and then they could pass it on to somebody else, and then they could create their own lane. So we have brothers that are teaching HVAC, brothers are plumbers, brothers are carpenters, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And just basically teaching these young men what it is to really be a man, because they don't really understand what a man is. You know, I get it. I'm not judging. I understand where they are because I once was there. You know, we thought that a man was just somebody that twists up his face, see another man walk by, and then we want to size him up, not because we got an issue with them, but because we unsure about them, really because we don't understand who we are, so we definitely can't understand who they are. So we already going into it with a defensive mindset, like, man, what this dude on, man? What he on? And he ain't on nothing. He just walking by mind his business. But because you so ignorant and so foolish in your thinking, you think that he's on something when he's not really on nothing, right? So today we're gonna have a beautiful day, you know, to teach these young brothers, and I'm excited about it, man. You know, like I said, man, I had a long journey, and I've been taught by a lot of people in my journey. So I'm just trying to pass those jewels on to another young man, or even an older man, if you will, you know, that I believe will help them to grow and mature into a better individual. So I'm excited, man. I just want to share those few words. I don't want to make this real long. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and may God bless all of us. And like I always said, please hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any topics that we may be discussing. And as I always leave you, always remember that your potential for greatness is unlimited.